I think, one of the things I learned at Facebook was the power of removing friction. So Facebook is an experiment machine. Like, they run a lot of experiments and they're fantastic with data. They have fantastic tools. And so if something has a small impact on, whatever the goal is that you're trying to achieve with a product release, they will be able to measure it, and they can measure how that compounds over time. So if you spend time at an organization that's good at that, you start to see quickly that, things like removing friction from a process is insanely powerful in terms of creating a better experience for customers, to the point where it's really important when you're thinking about prioritization. We all have this approach to prioritization where we talk about impact over cost often. It's like, how much impact is this big feature I'm going to have, and how much is it going to cost me? And we forget to spend time on some of the little things. But we as developers have all suffered from the death by 1,000 cuts problem, right? You just feel the pain of that. My favorite example of a product that exists only because really I think what it does is remove friction is probably Loom. I'm guessing most of your listeners have seen Loom. It's a video recording app. And think about what they're doing, right? You record a video and you can then send that video to friends. I mean, like, so what? That's been easy for ages, right? Like, I could have just opened QuickTime, done a camera recording, emailed it, or uploaded it to S3 and sent the link to someone. But in that, there's actually quite a lot of friction there. Some of these tools aren't kind of optimized. I'd have to wait for the upload before I can send the recording. And then I have to think about, how do I permission this and a couple of other things. What Loom does is I press record. It's uploading in the background, much like the tool we're using right now. It's uploading in the background. That means when I've finished making my little note for a colleague, I can send it right away and I don't have to remember to go back after the upload is complete. And I can send them a link and I can manage my permissions. It's insane. And the whole product is just born out of removing friction. So we think about that in everything we do at Zoopla. How do we remove friction? And to the point where, like, the ideal outcome for us is using Zoopla feels like a slippery funnel where you're going to fall into the pit of success. Like, that's how we want it to feel. Like, you almost can't go wrong. I mean, we haven't done that yet. I don't think we got plenty to work on, but that's how we think about our goals.